Hi guys and welcome back to another video. In the last tutorial we learned about how to turn off the directory output and what the @ symbol did, and commands like echo and pause and exit. So in this episode we're going to learn about a different thing called variables. And what a variable is, it's a keyword like echo or pause. It's a keyword uh, that stores that kind of stores information. A new command that we're going to be learning in this tutorial is the command set. And what this command does is it sets, well, it kind of like it moves data or whatever you want, like numbers, letters, strings of text, into variables. So what we can do is we can use the command set, and then we can put in our own keyword. It can be whatever you want. Just make sure it isn't like echo or anything. Well, I guess it wouldn't matter. But anyway, so we can set like a keyword. I'm going to be var, and we can set var and then equals. Don't do any space. It doesn't matter. Set var equals and then something after it, like world. I don't know, whatever you want. So this is just a string of text. You can set it to 5. Also, what we could do is maybe like a little calculator program. Because so yeah, always put exit at the end of your program, because sometimes you actually want your program to exit at the end, and sometimes it won't. So anyway, so what we can do, actually another command we can learn is title, which sets the title of the program. So if we run the program now and just put like pause, save and run. If I run a program now, it's just press any key to continue. But the title up here, this is what the title is. It's just like a directory. And we can change that title into whatever we want. So we can go title calculator, save. Oops. And there you go. Now the title here is calculator. Now if you're running it as an administrator, so if you're logged in as an administrator, it will be administrator calculator. But if you're not an administrator, like you're a guest or you're just a regular user on a family computer, it will just say calculator. So that's that. We can set the title. It's a very simple command. Another command is color. Now color is a little odd. Now if we open up a regular command prompt window, which you can open up by typing in CMD in the run menu. So if you hold down the Windows key and press R, you open up the run dialog, and you can just, I don't know, CMD. You can run like any program on your computer, like iExplore, or is it iExplore? I think it's iExplore. I think it. Oh, yep, there it is. Internet Explorer, the slowest program on the planet. Christ, it is actually really slow. What the hell? Okay, well, close that program. That's using up my entire computer. So we can run any program. So if you run the CMD, that's the command prompt. And what the command prompt is, it's kind of like it uses batch script, but it's in a command line sort of way. So we can still run batch commands like echo hello, and then we'll say hello, and then we can do pause and stuff like that. We can do echo, and if we do echo off, it will turn off the echo. So now if we do echo hello, it looks a little bit different. We can echo on, turn it back on. Actually, another thing that I didn't tell you about is if you just say echo and nothing after it, it will tell you if echo is on or off. So yeah. So if we go echo off and then type echo again, echo is off. Echo on, echo is on. And CLS clears the screen. And we can, and all these programs, all these commands we can actually use in our program. So if we go title calculator, and then we go echo first text, and then we go pause. And what we can do after this command, we can go CLS, and that clears the screen. It stands for clear screen. And then after that clear screen, we can do echo second text, pause, and that will be the program. So what will happen is when we run the program, you'll go first text, and when we press any key, it will run the CLS command, and then it'll say second text, press any key to continue. So what it's doing is when you press the key, it will clear the screen and then put on, and it will run these commands as well, but it will be cleared. So you're starting with a new blank screen. So apart from those commands, the color command is what I was discussing. So if you type in color in the command prompt, color slash question mark, and this slash question mark is called a parameter, and I'll go into those later on, maybe the next episode or so. But if you type color and then slash question mark, you open up this thing here, which provides a bunch of information about the color command. So what it says here, this is the way you use the command. It's color and then attribute, and the attribute specifies color attribute of console output. So what that attribute is, it's either one or two characters, and each character represents. It has to be a character on this table, but each character represents one of these colors. So if you go color and then put one letter, maybe A or 3 or D or 1, so I'll just do A. A here is light green. So if we just color A, if there's only one character in the color command, that will set the text color, because there's two colors in the console. There's the background color and then there's the text color. Right now it's the background color black, text color it's probably like white or light gray or something. So if we do color A, bang, everything's green and cool looking. So what we've done here is color A, and because there's only one letter, it sets the text color, and that A is light green. But if we do two characters like A, C, for example, or 1E, so 1E, the first letter will be the background, and the second letter will be the foreground. So what that will look like, so the background will be blue, and the foreground will be light yellow, and we look what that looks like. Bang. So that looks a lot cooler, and then we can do maybe color 1F, which is a blue background and a white text color. So now it looks like the BSOD or something. So that's how you use the color command. So if we just exit out of this, so what we can do, another one of these commands is, so we can do color and then we can maybe go 1E, because that looks pretty good. So now if we go echo welcome to this calculator, pause. So now if we run the program, bang, a nice color, a title that says calculator, and now it says welcome to this calculator. Press any key to continue. So yeah, so that's the title and color command. So what we can do now, actually I'll leave that there. What we can do now, another thing you should know is that if you type echo and then a dot, without a space, just go dot, and that will print a blank line. Because you remember earlier, if we just type echo like that, it says if echo is on or off. But if you put a dot after it, it will print out a blank line. So if we go line, or we just go apple, something like that, and then we do echo dot, so it says apple and then a blank line over here, and then it says welcome to this calculator. So it's apple, blank line, welcome to this calculator. So that's pretty cool. We have a blank line as well, so we can make many blank lines. So what else do we need to make a calculator? So we need all the variables. We need I guess, because as we saw before, if we typed color and then slash equals, that's slash and then an equal sign. No, not slash. Slash question mark. Did I say slash equals before? I think I did. That's pretty noobish. But slash question mark. That is a parameter. So anything followed by anything with a forward slash behind it is a parameter. So there are parameters for the set command. If we go set and then we can go num1 or number1, and then we can go equals, and then we can go 5, and then we can go set number2 equals maybe like just smash my keyboard. No, we'll go 6. No, we'll go 7. We'll go 7 because 7's cool. So what we can do, because there's different ways to refer to a variable. If you type in number1, like so, if we go echo, no, that won't work. So if you want to refer to a variable's contents, you put 2% symbols around it. So we'll set those two numbers down there. Welcome to this calculator. Press any key to continue, and then after that we'll clear the screen, and then we'll type in adding percent number 1% and percent number 2%. Now what we just done here, this is a little bit confusing. If you surround a variable's name by 2% symbols, this whole thing, everything here that you see in orange, will be replaced with what's inside the variable. So if we can actually, because it doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be a number. So if we set some text equals, I don't know, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. So if we set some text equal to that, and we go, and then we go, now we'll put exit here. We'll look at this part of the program later. But if we go echo percent some text percent, and then we put an S after it, for example, and then maybe a dot, and then some other stuff, and then we pause, and then we exit. So what will happen is that because it's surrounded by 2% symbols, everything here will be replaced by what is inside the variable. So the program will print it out like that, and then it will put things behind us. So if we run the program now, look at that. The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dogs .asd. Press indicate to continue. Because it replaces this with the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog with an S after it, 2 dots, an ASD. So that's basically how you refer to variables. You put 2% symbols around them, and everything in there gets replaced. So we can just delete that sum text. So we have two number variables, number 1 and number 2, 5 and 7. So what we can do is we can so if we go adding number 1 and number 2 ... what this will say is adding 5 and 7 ... and then after that we can go set answer equals percent number 1% plus percent number 2%. Now what this did is, because these will be replaced by what's inside the variables, it will replace it so the command is actually that. So answer is equal to 5 plus 7. Now when you set variables, you don't have to set them to like a specific number. You can set them to an equation like 5 times 7 or 5 divided by 7. But no matter what you do, it can be an equation, it could be a number, and it could be some text or a character. So what we can do answer equal to, press Ctrl Z a couple times, percent number 1% plus percent number 2%. And now what we can do is we can go echo the answer is percent answer percent. So you can kind of see what it's doing. First of all, we got two variables here. I should always run it first. Okay, welcome to this calculator. Oops, no, I forgot to put a pause. Pause. Exit. I will just clean up this place a little bit. Okay. So we'll run the program. Here's what it says. Welcome to this calculator. Adding 5 and 7, the answer is 5 plus 7. Oops, didn't mean that. Yes, I forgot something. Now, something I forgot. There are, I was going to explain this a little earlier, but it may be a little bit awkward to explain. When you use a set command, there can be a parameter, because as you saw before, the color command, you could have the parameter slash question mark, and it would show you all of this help about the color command. Now, same thing with the set command. We can either do, we can either just leave it, so if we could just go var equals 5 plus 7. What this will do, it will set a variable equal to the text 5 plus 7. So if we go echo %var%, it will say 5 plus 7. But what we need to do, we need to put a parameter in front of set, the /a parameter. And what this does is it tells the set command to set the variable here to an equation here. So instead of setting the variable var to the text 5 plus 7, you're setting arithmetic to the var. So it's setting the equation 5 plus 7. Now, it's very complicated at the start, but eventually, if you get used to parameters, because there are many parameters for set. There is set /p as well, and that is for user input. So if you do set /p input equals, and then what you type in here, anything you type in here won't actually be put into input. It will just, it's basically, we can put like a dash, or we can go text here, here, here. And what that will do is it will print out text here, it will echo out text here, and then the user will start typing in something, and when they press enter, whatever they typed in will be put into import. So that's a /p. So we got sets. We can do var equals some text. Maybe we can label these. Okay, so this is setting text. This is setting arithmetic. I hope I spelled that. That's not right. Damn. Arithmetic. Thank you, spell check. And there's also setting to user input. Okay, so we've got a whole bunch of things here. So welcome to this calculator. So instead of just setting the two numbers like that, because we don't want a program where every time you start up the calculator, there's the same numbers inside it and we can't change them. So what we need to do is we need to go welcome to this calculator, and then maybe we can print like a blank line, and then we can go set num1, or no, set /p num1, because /p means user input, equals enter first num. And then what we can do after that is set /p num2 equals enter second num. So what this will do is we'll set the num1 and num2 variables to whatever the user types in after that text. And then what we can do is we can clear the screen, and then we can go and then we can do adding num1 and num2. So it will basically be adding whatever the user types in for the first one, and whatever the user types in for the second one. And then we're going to do set /a for arithmetic, so it's to do with equations. Answer is equal to num1 and plus num2. And the answer is answer. So just study this code for a little while. So we're going to run it now. Hopefully I have enough time. Welcome to this calculator. Enter first num. 5. Enter second num. 7. Adding 5 and 7. The answer is 12. Press any key to continue. Bang. And that is our calculator. Now we can do other things. So instead of doing adding num1 and num2, we can go maybe dividing. I don't have much time left, so I'm about to hit the 20-minute mark. But instead of so we can go quickly do dividing, and then we put a division symbol there. instead of a plus symbol. And what will happen is that enter first num 5, second num 7, dividing 7 and 5 and 7, the answer is 0. Actually, that's not a very good example. The first num 40, and then second num 2. The answer is 20. So as you can see, it divides properly. I haven't actually seen what happens when you divide by 0. 42, 0. The answer is, yeah, divide by 0 error. Okay, well there you go. But yeah, so that's our simple calculator. Later on we're going into some interesting stuff, but right now we're learning about how to set variables. So right now, so what we've learned currently in this tutorial is we know how to set variables now. So we use the set command to set a variable. So we can do set variable, and then we can do equals, and then some text here. Now, if you don't want to add it to some text, but instead add it to some numbers, we can do set/a variable equals, and then in here you can put an equation like 5 divided by 7 or 42 divided by 0. I don't recommend you do that because it doesn't like dividing by 0. And things like 6 multiplied by 9. So that is a /a parameter, and then what we can do as well is a /p parameter. So set /p variable equals enter text here. So with the /p parameter, we print out some text here, and then the user types in something after it, and it will set it to the variable. So that's 3 variations of set. We have set/a, set/p. So those are our 3 sets that we can do, and that is all about variables that we have right now. So I hope you guys learned a lot. This is a very long episode, but I'd really because variables are a huge part of all programming languages. So yeah, this was very important that you learned all of this stuff, and I hope that you guys move on to the next episode with an open mind. So yeah, see you guys later.